Okay, YouTube, I'm sorry I started before I started videoing this. As you can see, I have a top mounts drag link from Yeti. Yeah, I'm an ass because I took it on recommendation to get the top mount. I only have a 2.5-inch lift, and it's usually recommended at about minimum 3 inches. Well, anyway, I put the top mount, as you can see, but I left my track bar in the stock location. Well, I should say the mechanic who put the drag link in for me and my upper lower ball joints didn't mention the fact that I would need to extend that up. So this Jeep expert is obviously not that much of an expert. So instead of lifting it, I went ahead and I bought a new Yeti outer drag link bottom mount, and I'm about to replace it. What happened was I was getting a pretty nasty case of bump steer. My steering wheel would jerk, one direction then the other direction, while the body was rolling in the opposite direction. At high speeds, it was quite unnerving. So once I get it in, I will show you. It's easy. Because the bolt's so long and there's not a lot of room, I had to take my tie rod end off, which, great, I just put that in, but whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to attempt to unscrew it, count how many, but I also took a digital calibrator and I measured to see how many millimeters it is. So I will let you know when I'm done. Hey YouTube, I'm back. As you can see, it is now in. Please forgive me, I have a cold, so I'm very, very hoarse. I probably sound like a boy right now, but no, I'm a girl. And right now I can hear my husband saying, hit, hit, girl. All right, so as you can see, I got the bottom mount. It is now parallel with my track bar. Thank you, it does handle better. What the hardest part about it, well, this has only been in my Jeep for 2 weeks, so I really didn't have to fight too hard to get it out. But I took the impact gun just to loosen it, and it pretty much came down, and the bolt itself kept spinning the entire, I forgot what that's called. But again, I just took the impact gun and it got it out. The hardest part was to get this piece out, which went in from the bottom. If you ever, which it's very unlikely you're going to flip from top to bottom, but this goes in at the bottom because I got the top mount stock knuckle. So they give you this little insert, and I had to find a way to pry it out. This did excellent. I just put it up there, hit it a couple times with a hammer, and it popped right out. I also noticed, because I was being a brat and I didn't want to take the entire thing out, I just pretty much left the drag link attached at the driver's side, and I went ahead and I just loosened this, took it out, put the new one in, and I noticed that my steering wheel was quite a bit, not a lot, but a bit to the left. So I had to unloosen these collars and turn this to straighten my steering wheel. Because what happened was when I took it for a test drive, of course my ABS and my brake assist went on. So yeah, that wasn't nice. So now it's fine. It handles so much better. It's going straight. I'm still going to bring it because I have the lifetime alignment on this through Firestone. I'm going to go ahead and bring it to Firestone, and I'm going to have them do an alignment on it, and I'll have the guy check everything, because when I was there at Firestone and they were doing the alignment on my Jeep, the mechanic who worked on this I put the tie rod in, and I knew it wasn't tight, and I told the mechanic it needs to be torqued down, but it really didn't matter because he had to take it off anyway, because he put my drag link in, my upper lower ball joints, and the universal joints. I just don't have the tools, or I have a dirt driveway. So I just, I assumed he was going to tighten it down. But what he did was he took my tie rod off at the passenger side, left the driver's side just dangling from the driver's side, When he put everything together, he hit everything with the impact gun except for my driver's side tie rod end, which is kind of looking a little weird over there. And after a week of driving, it started falling out of the Jeep. It came loose and it really looked like it was about to fall out. So I had to put it back in and I torqued it down. Then I went for the alignment and I took it for a test drive and I went back to the shop and I was like, listen, I'm having bump steer. There's something wrong with my Jeep. And all they could say is, oh no, it's fine, everything's tight in the front. And it's just the way the Jeep handles. And after going on one of the JK forums, I remember reading about the drag link has to be parallel to the track bar, and it didn't click right away. But once somebody said something about my track bar, I was like, oh, I'm such a bonehead. So instead of raising it, like I said earlier, I just ordered a new end and I just unflipped it. Because right now I have no, I'm 2.5-inch lift. I don't need it. I have the other end in case I do go higher. And it's a shame that the guys at Firestone, one of them has 2 Jeeps and he claims to be a Jeepy guy. He didn't catch the fact that they weren't parallel, and the guy who did my lift claims to be a Jeep expert. He's lifted many Jeeps. He apparently didn't notice, didn't catch that I'm flipping it and my track bar was staying in the stock location, and that would cause a bump steer. Well, bump steer's gone. Works great. Thank you.